I did actually try to get out of this a few times, but I've been kind of forced into it. Oh yeah? Can you hear me at the back? Yeah?
Drop the accent as well.
I've got a... Who let him in?
No one, you didn't have a bouncer on the door, mate. I just breathed right
every time you speak crap. Okay, so I've got...
Hard of hearing, can you speak up, please?
Yeah. Yeah, apologies for the Irish accent, so not much I can do about that. My voice is also hoarse from kind of yapping all evening. Firstly, yeah, speak slowly. Firstly, is this slow enough? Yeah, I hadn't actually realised moneylessness was getting quite so popular. I guess I've got George Osborne to thank for the whole situation. People are giving Osborne lots of crap these days, but I'm thinking like the guy's bringing the monetary economy to a halt. So bring it on, a bit more of the Tory. I don't want to spend too long yapping because I actually really like the vibe of people just kind of having a little chat amongst themselves and whatever. And I know it's quite painful when people get up and say thank you to the country and to God and to everybody, and I actually should say a couple of apologies, I think. More than thanks. I'd like to say an apology to my soon-to-be wife, Jess, over here. For putting her through, as every author will say, putting them through hell for the last few months and having to put up with me being a grumpy bugger every now and again and not being very good in any way. To Tim, I almost drove Tim to drink, but I realised he was already there. Tim is one of the publishers. I'd like to thank to Sean at the back, who's just been amazing, just in life in general, but also if you actually enjoy the book, it's probably a lot down to him, and to Maddie as well, who's here tonight under quite difficult circumstances. And she's been absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. And to Tony and Seb and Emily, who've been with the publishers, just amazing people. And it's a real testament to actually working with publishers who care about things. They really, really care. And it's been absolutely lovely to do that, as it has been with Mike from my last publishers here as well somewhere. And they were absolutely from one world, absolutely brilliant to work with as well. Just on the whole wedding, I was meant to say actually the whole wedding thing, Sally Ann, who is Sally Ann here? Yes. Sally Ann in the corner. I had a great emailer, Sally Ann, my wonderful agent. I remember the moment I said to her I was getting married, I got an email back and like, congratulations, but a moneyless wedding would be a great book. Which Jess's dad, who hears now, will probably be very happy about. The hear of noise of a moneyless wedding, so thank you for the idea.
Yeah, OK wouldn't want it.
OK probably wouldn't want it, no. It's not quite Wayne Rooney.
Is it going to be like...
Sorry? We haven't delved too far into that yet, but it was a good idea, and we're exploring the idea, which, yeah, that could be the plan, but we'll see. It'll be lovely, whatever it is.
So the pictures are permanent?
The pictures go in a permanent magazine, or permaculture magazine, which we'll get for free with the next book.
Front cover.
That's all the thanks, so I'm not going to bore you, because thanks are very, very boring to go through. And yeah, just the people have said you're absolutely marvellous, and thank you for everything. The reason I have put people through hell that have been very close to me is because I really passionately believe there's a much better way of doing things than we're doing them right now. We don't have to work jobs that are a crime against the human spirit. You know, we don't have to destroy our habitat just to have fun. We can have fun without destroying our habitat. We can have a good life without destroying our habitat. And part of the reason I wrote this book is because I want to show people that there's another way of being a human in this world. We're told there's one way of being human, and it's around us every moment of every day. But if you look at all the cultures that are dying on our periphery around us, you'll see that there's infinite numbers of ways of being human, and it's all a story, and money's a story. And a part of what the book is about is getting to it's really exploring the kind of cultural narratives that form the foundation of our lives. We're not even aware of them. Most of them happened, 18,000 years ago, and more rapidly in the last 200-300 years from philosophers in the 16th century. And the stories might have made sense back then. But as we look around us right now, we look at the devastation of the environment, when we look at the lives that we're living and the stress that when you're walking through the city, and we have to stop and think, is this the best we can be as human beings? Are we really living to the highest of human potential? And I think we're at a critical point in our evolution here, and I describe it like old societies would have had somebody, when a child reached the teenage years and it came to a point where they would send that child out into the woods for a week, and you either came back as a man or a woman, or you died. And I think we're at a similar point in humanity right now. We're coming to maturation. We need to be initiated, and I think I'm really hopeful that we're going to go into the woods and we're going to come back as stronger people, as more loving, compassionate, gentler living people, and that's my hope and my dream. There's also potential though, things could just go tits up and things could get very messy. That's a potential, but I'm really feeling a movement towards people wanting something different. And the thing I really emphasise in this book is I'm not saying there's any prescriptive way to do this. It's about doing what makes you come alive, doing what you really believe in, because what the world needs is people who've come alive. So I'm not trying to say going moneyless is just the only way of doing things. You need people doing all sorts of works in all sorts of weird and wonderful ways. It all needs doing. And so all I would really say to anybody is just really do what you're passionate about. Don't spend your life doing something that doesn't make you come alive, because your life is precious. It's not worth spending it for what is effectively Darwinian and Smithsonian symbols and notes. Yeah, that's the power that story has in our minds. It's gripped our minds, and it's making us spend our lives doing crap that we hate. And some of us in this room are going to be lucky and do stuff we love, but many people out there on the conveyor belt of civilization aren't happy doing it, and we really need to change that, because it's not a joke, it's not funny, and we need to recreate a new economy. And because politicians and economists and journalists have been conflating the words economy with finance for so long, we can't even think of a different way of economy. But the gift economy is the most booming economy in the world. It's the only booming economy in the world. And what the book really focuses on is the gift economy. And I really encourage you to participate as much as you can in a new spirit of doing things and in a more localised way. And just to really experience the effect it will have on your life. Because I gave up money in 2008 for 3 years, and it was the most beautiful period of my life. The best friendships, the strongest connections with people on my place, and I would really love for you to experience that to some degree, whatever degree works for you. And what I've tried to do, the first chapters of the book are around the philosophy and why I feel we will be wise to move beyond the notions of debt and credit and its physical manifestation in money, but then to move into very practical solutions. So it's very practical based also in terms of if you want to make a transition to where we are now to something a bit more beautiful, then it's got all the hints and tips in there as well. So it's part philosophy, part manual. But I promised I wouldn't waffle on too long. I would really love it to get back to just you guys. What I'm about and what the work is about connecting people. And I would love you guys to all just make connections with people here tonight. I see so many people that I know from all different walks of life in here, and I would love you all to know each other to some degree before you leave here and just say hello. People who've inspired me massively. And so just get back to mingling. There's way too much wine over here, and if you don't drink it, I'm going to drink it. I'm also, my voice is going, so that's an excuse to have lots of Guinness quite soon over in that pub over there. What's the name of the pub?
The Westbourne.
The Westbourne. Probably go to the Westbourne for... Tim's promised me 15 free drinks. I'm
going home.
And so we're going to be going over there. But just to finish up, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for... If you want to get a book, they're over there. I'm going to go back over there and if anybody wants me to sign something or whatever, I'll be over there and chat for a few minutes. Beware my voice is going, as I say, so no long kind of conversations on politics or anything like that. That can be for the pub.
Can you do it all again in English now, please?
In English. So I should sing that last bit. But just want to say thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed the book, and really, if there's something in there that touches something on you, just live it and trust to live in a different way of living.
Thank you.